Hello everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Think Tank. What is the foundation of Keynesianism? Now, this is a very important question to ask because the economy is essential to our livelihoods, it's essential for growth and sustainability and to keep a society functioning correctly. So, if you're going to use an economic model for any society, it needs a strong foundation. And Keynesian economics has been used extensively, especially since we went off the gold standard in 1971. Central government economic planning, printing money, has taken off. We've had all these bubbles and these bust cycles, and it's constantly in use, especially since then. Now you have to ask, is there a foundation to this? What's the foundation of printing money and central government planning? And the answer is there is none. Because the foundation of an economy is production. It has to all start with production. Because production is the ends which justifies the means, which is money. When something is produced, to contract it, to go from one hand to another, money is the means. It has to be justified. We justify money. It just has to be justified so we can use it to contract to make a transfer of goods. Now, that's really what money is for. Now, if we had a gold standard, you can even put production within money because gold itself is something that has to be produced. You see the difference between printing money, any dope can print money, but production, it takes very hard work to produce things. It takes risk, it takes capital, and facilities, ingenuity, innovation. All these things are required for production. But money, hey, especially now, it could just be one of a printing press. And there's no production within it, especially if it's not based on gold. If it's based on gold, then you're looking at production within monetary policy. You're looking at production within money. Because in itself is production. Gold needs to be produced. Silver, we had a silver standard. That needs to be produced. So if money is just going to be printed, there's no foundation to it. And it's going to cause a lot of problems. You see, recently we had QE3, $40 billion was used to purchase mortgage-backed securities. But the problem is, where's the production end of it? It's going to flood the economy with money. But where's the production to meet that? You understand what I'm saying? Production is required. And I'm not talking about housing, mortgage-backed securities. This is what the government is doing recently, especially. Talking about boosting the housing sector. What about production? What about manufacturing? What about making things? You know, they talk about our industrial age. You can't be post-industrial age. That's a myth. It's essential to an economy. All right? But a lot of those things we just don't make anymore. They've been outsourced. They call it outsourcing. But certain things you can't outsource, because if you outsource them, you just increase the deficits, you increase the debt, and it's just going to continue. The production needs to be brought back here. But the point being is, the foundation is production. And if you're just going to print money, the production won't meet there. And what you're going to have is inflation. You see, flooding the economy with money is going to start from the top. Wall Street loves it, the banks love it, but the people on Main Street are stuck holding the inflationary bag. Because what they get is inflation. What they get is being thrown out of their homes, losing their homes. Many losing their jobs based on this bubble economy, which is created through this cheap money and artificially low interest rates. So obviously it doesn't work. So production needs to be there. But all Keynesianism does, prints money, central government planning. You know, anybody can plan an economy. Hey, let's plan, let's do this, let's do that. But if the production doesn't meet the criteria of the planning, if you don't have the production end of it, all the planning in the world, and especially too much planning, meaning creating too much money, well, fiat currency, creating too much, printing too much money, is just going to create inflation, and you don't have the production end of it. And then it creates more debt, more trade deficits, and the economy is just going to continue to flounder. So what I can't understand is how can a model be used for so long without a foundation? And that's what Keynesianism is. It doesn't have a foundation to it. You have to start with the production. You see, production is the foundation which holds up the structure, which is consumption. That's what it is. And the policy is print money and things like, Keynesianism is central government planning, deficit spending. It has to be met by production. And that is the perspective of the think tank. I would like to know your perspective. Please subscribe. Please leave your comments. Please like this video, and thank you for tuning in.